all being here. Let me turn this down just a little bit. This is the latest information that we have. I welcome you all to the show. Be sure that you're doing your best to share the live as well as follow. We do these daily weather updates every morning at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. This is the latest information from the Storm Prediction Center this morning. Moderate risk continues to dominate areas of south central part of Minnesota and north central part of Iowa. So we've got lots to get to. Let's go ahead and get to that. You can see the breakdown right below. Just be mindful, and I appreciate all your guys' questions. I really do. I know I sometimes get frustrated, but I appreciate all your questions for specifics on day twos and things like that. But we're going to handle, since we do these daily lives, morning briefings, we're not going to be running into day two stuff. We're going to be keeping it specifically for today. Any other type of day, we might end up doing that. But today, we are definitely going to be focusing on the major risks that are today. If you're here for the first time, be sure that you go ahead and follow. We've got a lot to get to, so let's dive right in and get to that right now. We have this moderate risk right here. Again, that is over areas of Minnesota as well as Wisconsin and north central part of Iowa. The enhanced risk still continues to be all the way down into areas of Kansas City. They did add another enhanced risk in the southern edge here down into Oklahoma. I'll get, Katie, I'll get to that as soon as we open chat for questions here in just a little bit. So stick around. We've got lots to go on. Lots of Minnesotans are saying nothing will happen. Well, there certainly is that potential in certain parts of Minnesota because the storms this morning. So we'll have to see how it goes. There's a lot of uncertainty. I can understand that and respect that, but we have to go based off of what the SPC Storm Prediction Center has out for the risks. All the ingredients are there, and so I think my thought is that when the Storm Prediction Center puts this out, it's not to fearmonger anybody, but the main thing is all the ingredients are there. So it wouldn't take much if one little cell gets going, it wouldn't take much for it get really explosive for the day. And that's why the Storm Prediction Center, in my opinion, puts out these risks. Okay. Could the red move down again like yesterday? Yeah, it would be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. I won't be live for any updates today. I got to work my full-time job, so unfortunately, don't know. Let's go to the risks of tornado activity. Okay, so this is the risk for tornado activity. This is a significant 15% risk for areas of Minnesota. This includes Eau Claire, Wisconsin, La Crosse. I mean, Black River Falls, you can see all those. A lot of areas. And then we do have areas just to the east of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, my stomping ground, that is in the 5% risk in that brown. Even Sheldon, Iowa, down into Des Moines, there's a significant 10% risk. And down into areas of western Oklahoma, got to make sure I get my fellow and friends down there in Oklahoma covered as well. That's a significant 10% risk west of Oklahoma City for that tornado risk. We'll get to all the information of the specifics very shortly. Sorry for the dinging, folks. My phone's going off. A lot of Chaser Network is going crazy this morning with a lot of chats, so I apologize. Let's go ahead and get to the other risks that we have for today. Other risks, this is wind risk. We do have that all the way, the biggest swath of that. Let me zoom way out so that you guys can kind of see that. There's a large risk for wind. Yellow would end up being the 15%, and then we do have the 30% into areas of Wisconsin, Rochester. Rochester's really, if any of y'all live in Rochester, ooh, thank you so much for the darkest Q. Thanks for the me's. I appreciate it so much. The Heart Me, thank you. I'm not through the TikTok Live studio. I'm through Streamlabs. So unfortunately, folks, that I um, don't shout out your name. I apologize. I don't shout that out because I don't see all the graphics that typically go through there. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek. Let me see if I can get this chat to come over a little bit slower. The chat on the Streamlabs side is a little slow, but I want to be able to see your guys' comments here once I get moving. One moment. There we go. All right, so again, that is the wind risk. Let's go to the hail risk. That is another big factor. There is a significant severe swath for the hail risk. This, with all these dashes, that's a hatched area. They call that a hatched area where there's a significant severe threat for hail, all the way back down into east parts of, well, east of Midland there. Looks like Midland actually is in it. Midland, Texas, Big Springs, Abilene, Vernon, Altus, Oklahoma, Elk City, Oklahoma City, you're all in that as well for the hail. Kansas City, I'm not sure if I trust how much the southern storms are going to get going, but again, all the elements are there. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now that we've gone through all day one outlooks, let's go ahead and take a look at the latest model runs and we'll get to that. I'm going to shut off the SPC outlook right now. That way we got a clear cover here. We're going to go through HRRR weather model. That just went through an update, so I do need to go to the 11Z that was updated at 7 a.m. Right now, we're going to show you the significant tornado parameters. I'm skipping around, actually. Let me go to the composite reflective. And this alert right up here for my South Dakota friends and North Dakota friends, that's a wind advisory, so that should tell you enough of how much crazy wind there is on the backside of this. There we go. All right, so this is kind of an estimated loop of what this could look like later today. And get that pulled up here with the graphic. All right, so this is an estimated loop of what could be happening later today. And I apologize, I'm focusing primarily on areas that are like the Iowa, Minnesota, Sioux Falls, kind of the Nebraska area. As you can see, the front moving ever so slightly over into areas up here. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate that. Keep those follows coming and those the gifts. I certainly appreciate that. I've got 15 more followers. I'd love to get even more just to alert folks. All right, so here's 3 o'clock. That's kind of the hour that things are going to kind of get going. Let me scan this back just a little bit. 3 p.m. There's 2. 3 p.m. As you can see, the models are having a struggle this morning getting things going. But 4 o'clock, watch out, folks. 4 o'clock for areas like New Ulm, Fairmont, Hutchinson, St. Cloud, Spencer, and Storm Lake. I know where's my fellow? Is a cap going to break? It is possible. It is definitely possible. Sanchez 26. And Stofi Gensei. It definitely is possible that it's going to break. I'm in Sioux Falls area, and right now I'm already starting to see clearing. And it's only 8 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm looking out my window, and goodness gracious, yeah, I'm already starting to see that sun show up. So we start getting that heat of the day, and we get that clearing. It isn't going to take much for these storms to get going. All right, so that's the New Ulm, and then we got that Spencer area. I'm going to zoom back out and show Oklahoma. This HRRR area, or HRRR weather model, is having a real struggle to get things going down in Texas and Oklahoma until after 7. So by the time it gets to 7 o'clock, we're starting to worry about the late part of the day where we start seeing it gets so dark that it's hard to see things. Wichita Falls somewhere after 7 p.m. That's what we're kind of looking at there. trying to cover as many areas as possible. Then south of Des Moines, we go back to this scan. Again, folks, I'm sorry that I'm not able to show the time. Let me get the graphic pulled up a little bit better for Radar Omega here. One moment, folks. Change this on the fly. Apologize, folks. There we go. I had it a little bit larger the last time. So now you can see the times here. That's probably a little bit better. All right, so we're looking at just south of Nebraska City around 6 p.m. I know I have some followers down in that area as well, north of Rockport. So that'd be over in Iowa area, but that's one of those cells that definitely could possibly have spin ups. The reason why is it's a lonely cell all by itself. So that would be a very big concern around 6 p.m. I'll get to some of the specific cities as best as I can, folks. I know you got a lot of concerns, definitely rightfully so. Continuing into the evening hours, Rochester, we do have around Albert Lee and Austin, Minnesota, and Rochester. There's a number of concerns right here. I'll show you the significant parameters in a little bit here, but that would be a very, very concerning area in those. Zoom back out here, and that would be around 7 p.m. Things could ramp up sooner than this weather model shows, but just be mindful this afternoon and into the evening, it's going to get pretty bumpy of a ride. Areas of Wisconsin, uh, western part of Wisconsin looks like it's not going to be getting hit until after 6 p.m. with some of the severe weather and hail. Eau Claire. And then central part of north central part of Wisconsin would be really late, around 10 p.m. if the cap doesn't break until later on. It could be earlier if that cap breaks sooner. So that's an HRRR weather model run. Let's go ahead and take a look at those significant tornado parameters. Doesn't mean that there's going to be a significant tornado necessarily. It just means that a lot of the elements are there and kind of helps us pinpoint where, if anything, would show up. Going to scan this back a little bit here, folks. All right, so lots of factors here. There are elements there, but the thing that they're going to have to deal with in areas of Kansas and north up by Salina is the capping. That's the thing that they're going to have to deal with a lot of these areas, but once that cap breaks, things will definitely get going. There's significant tornado parameters that we have here in Sioux Falls area. That's showing anytime we have anything greater than a 2, that's pretty impressive. And we got a 4 there. And that's around 10 a.m. So I don't suspect that that's going to be, looking at the cloud cover here, I don't suspect that that's going to be necessarily a concern right now. As I look outside, we still got a little bit of capping to deal with. So that's one thing that it's got to try to figure out if it can break that cap. So this is just one of the elements that we're looking at here right now, folks. West, so like Wilmer area, if this thing can get going around 1 p.m., be some definite concern. Let me go back down to areas of Oklahoma. I don't see a risk, and I believe Oklahoma's not in that tornado risk. Let me just double check. Oh, they are in that tornado risk right there. Must be a late one. Must be super late. Yep. Super late. After 8 p.m., after 7 p.m. near Oklahoma City area. So just be mindful of that, folks. And then with the significant tornado parameters up in Kansas City area, this is going to be a late one as well. That development looks to be pretty late on. All right, I'm at school and I don't know why they would send us. Well, they would send you to school because That's, this is just a possibility. It doesn't mean it's definite, but I can understand that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the max updraft helicity. This could be another indication of where we could have some spin-ups. And when I say spin-ups, could have some isolated tornadoes, but there's also that possibility of some big, long-lasting, long-track tornadoes as well. So there's some areas here that show a number that's, anything above 150, I get pretty concerned about. So that would be around 10 p.m. This would be, again, around 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Go back here. Going to zoom out. It's looking like the updraft is going to be a little bit of a struggle until after 4 or 5 o'clock. So the updraft potential is going to be pretty hindering until that cap breaks, folks. I'm using Radar Omega. I pay for the Alpha, the top of the line premium for that. Thanks for the follow. I certainly appreciate that. And if this is your first time, please go ahead and follow if you have not already. I appreciate those follows. And tap that screen, tap, tap, tap. Certainly helps with the algorithm to get the exposure to folks that may not be aware of this weather. Again, this is a look at radar estimates of the max updraft helicity. We're going to go ahead and get to the surface-based SIN. So what is the cap doing? Is it giving us timing? So as you can see, based on this would show the storms over here to the east. But I want to show you a scan of where the cap is. So right now there's cap right here at 7 o'clock in the morning. All the cloud cover over in Worthington, Spencer area. Lots of cloud cover all up and along here. That's why nothing's able to get going for these storms right there. Now, you do see less of a number. So see this, 400, that's very, very strong cap. And it is not able to break through that cap until those temperatures, you got a warm layer of air aloft, and it's basically putting a lid on the atmosphere and saying, hey, nope, you're not going to build those storms. Sioux Falls area, you're starting to see things clearing, and I could definitely confirm that based on the fact of where I'm at, and definitely seeing some clearing there. These are radar estimates again of what the cap's going to do. As you can see, 8 o'clock, that cap breaks almost completely. We're almost down to a zero. There's pretty much no cap at 9 o'clock in the morning in these areas. Okay, so there's going to be plenty of reason for it to develop pretty quickly if all the other factors are there. All of that is clearing. This is why we have some concern for development down in Oklahoma City. Very, very strong cap early this morning. So that is what you have to be mindful of when you're doing chasing. Not that I recommend somebody that's not trained to go chase, but then we start to see the development happen here. We do also see that development up here. This is not the cap. This is the cloud cover from the storms that are trying to initiate around noontime. Lots of clearing right here, as you can see. Still plenty of ingredients in here to be able to get that thing going. All right, Iowa, you're dealing with the cap pretty much all morning long. And then as you can see, by 4 p.m., all bets are off, so to speak. The cap has eroded by 4 p.m. And so as long as all the other elements are still there, could get very, very explosive anywhere in those areas that the Storm Prediction Center has outlined today. Here again is the tornado risk for today. That includes Rochester, Brooklyn Park, all the way up to St. Cloud. Even Duluth has got that 5% risk. Yeah, Jay, it is kind of a hit or miss. It's not going to be like, it's not going to be everybody get this. It might be, and that's the biggest thing, Jay, that is a concern. Hey, Mesomat, thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate it. The hearts. All right. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. All the amazing gifts. Oh goodness, you're going crazy with them today. Thank you so much, everybody. Lighting it up like crazy. So, oofta, Fairmont, Fairmont, Minnesota. All right, so we do have the chat open now for your questions. Oh my goodness, roses. Mesomat, you gotta, dude, thank you so much. You guys need to check out Mesomat. He definitely knows his stuff. He's got a degree, or he's in his teaching for a degree in meteorology. He definitely knows his stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and show this outlook here 1 second. Get to the questions. All right. Um, they're all coming in so quickly, guys. Brookings, South Dakota. Let's go ahead and kind of show some of these areas again. This is a HRRR weather model. I'm going to go to the 12Z here. That did update at 8 a.m. and so we're partially through, and that's a newer scan. So I'm going to kind of focus on areas of South Dakota for a moment, and then I'll kind of go over to Minnesota and areas of Iowa. So we do expect some development to be happening later this afternoon in South Dakota, but it's going to have a little bit of a struggle to get going until way late in the northern half. I apologize, I misspoke. Latest scan's throwing me off here. I've got one of my followers from TikTok that actually contacted me. He's going to be in Sioux City today. He's like, "Are you going to be able to come?" And I'm like, "No, I got to work." So areas to the south of Sioux Falls would be a concern after 4 p.m. Some of these areas that I would be really, really concerned about would be right here. These little pockets of cells, even at that time over here as well, and just west of Des Moines. I don't know if I can get all those in there. Sorry, folks. Span out here a little bit further. Those are some concerns. Pouring rain and thunder. All right, Gene. There's so many questions, I can't even get to all of them, folks. Mesomat, I don't know how you do it. If you're still in here. Keeping things straight with all these questions. I'd love to get to everybody's. It's just really, really tough. Hopefully, you guys can see your counties. So maybe I should go city by or county by county, but it is very difficult. The main thing that I want to give you guys is continue to stay weather aware to your local news and weather stations. Have multiple resources. Don't just rely. Oh yeah, I just realized I went into topic of gaming, so I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. Ah, ah, there, I changed it. Yeah, it's not gonna take, but I did not mean to choose gaming. It automatically chose that. That's not the topic that I'm on. Anyhow, Rochester, Minnesota, Austin, Minnesota, 7 p.m. The latest scan. South of Des Moines area do have some of those major areas of concern would be west of I-35 around 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Even areas of, look at this. This new scan is showing possibilities of some pretty significant severe weather right in here southeast of Sabetha. That would be west of St. Joseph, Kansas. St. Joseph, Missouri. I apologize. Should remember, I lived there for a little while. Um, and then Oklahoma, again, those areas of concerns would be later in the evening hours after 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. St. Paul, you're going to end up getting pretty impactful weather. Right now, you're going under some special weather statements, some of those areas of the cities. But I'm going to give you a quick scan here right now of this is a radar estimate. So Minneapolis, St. Paul area, your area likely after 5 for St. Paul. But if this really can ramp up, this storm cell here with this purple shade, that is a pretty significant storm cell there. Hang on one second. I got to listen to this. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's some of the chasers going crazy. They're all moving over to north central um Iowa and kind of that Minneapolis area. So part of a network of storm chasers now, and it's really nice to have them in my back pocket to be able to rely on as well. So there are a lot of storms that are going to be popping up after 5 o'clock. So anybody that is in red zone here, tornado. This is the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. So reminding folks, Minneapolis, Rochester, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Davenport, Madison, Wisconsin, even all the way over to Green Bay, Oshkosh. These storms may end up firing really late in areas of Wisconsin, but still, there is a large swath. This is just the tornado risk, folks. And with these dashes, there's a lot of, that's the significant severe weather threat. Okay. This was updated at 7:37. And I'm going to read this through here for you folks just to give you the information. Multiple corridors of severe thunderstorms are expected across the upper Midwest later today into tonight, with regional severe weather outbreak possible. The most dangerous period is likely during the late afternoon and evening, when strong tornado potential should be maximized. Scattered large to very large hail and damaging winds are likely as well. Satellite imagery at 7:37 this morning, when they took that, showed a mature cyclone centered over Utah. So this thing is, it's not even here yet. Um, so that's why we're waiting on that. But it is on its way. Central high plains within the eastern periphery of this cyclone, farther north, overnight convection across South Dakota has contributed to development of vorticity maximum, which is currently moving into western Minnesota. Early morning surface analysis places a deep low over central South Dakota with a dry line extending south southwestward from this low across central Nebraska, western Kansas. So it's not even here yet, but it's making its way. Um, Expectations for central high plains shortwave trough to progress quickly northeastward throughout the period, accompanied by a strong jet streak, 70 to 80 knots at 500 millibars. That's pretty significant. The surface low will eject northeastward as well, reaching central Minnesota by 00Z. And I'm trying to hang on one second. My math is not that great this morning, so I can't convert that. So give me a second. Having a little bit of a struggle with my conversion to give you guys an actual time. One second. All right, so we have 00Z. If my math is correct here. I believe that would be 7 p.m. Hang on a second. Did I say 6 p.m.? Yeah. All right. All right. So it'd be 7 p.m. My apologies. 7 p.m. in Central Daylight Time. So that would be maximizing there, reaching central Minnesota by 00Z, which would be 7 p.m., and continuing into northwestward or northwestern Ontario. So then moving on basically into areas of Wisconsin there. All right, so we got a lot going on. Skies are really dark right now in northern part of Twin Cities. Let's go to a live radar. Yes, I would not doubt if they are. We do have quite a few storms going on right now in Elk River. These are not severe weather warned. They're special weather statements, and the wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour and half-inch hail. These are some of the areas that could be impacted by that. If there was a severe thunderstorm warning being issued, that would come up for our area of Minnesota. But we also have this storm over here by Wilmer. Things are really probably getting ramped up because looking at Aberdeen's radar, take a look at Watertown. We have 57 for a temperature, 54 for a dew point. Let me look at Sioux Falls. I think that's probably going to have a pretty okay. Yep. So we definitely could tell the cap is breaking just by the fact that we have those dew points and the temperature is pretty close together. Definitely cap is eroding on the west side of these storms. So that's why things are getting ramped up pretty early for central part of Minnesota. Omaha, Nebraska, Council Bluffs, Hastings, New Hampton, how's Cedar Rapids, Iowa? Goodness gracious. Can't keep track of all of your guys' questions. Fairmont, Minnesota. Fairmont, I'll get that. All right. Again, anybody that is in the red zone for the, you know, for the outlook, this is the tornado risks. You're in that risk for today, so just be mindful of that. We'll do another scan with this HRRR weather model here. That shows 4 p.m. in Fairmont. Pretty significant storm line moving in through there. Show you that a little bit better. Even Albert Lee, and actually that's area that some of the chasers that I work with are going to be running somewhere along I-35 heading towards the cities later today. Grand Forks, Council Bluffs. Gosh, there's so many areas. I thought I covered all your guys' areas as best as I can. These counties, that's kind of what you're going to have to go because it's such a large area, so I can't get every single area. Best I could do right now is just kind of give this here. Let me go ahead and remove this weather briefing graphic so you can kind of see a little bit more of this. Right now, we don't have anything severe weather warning wise. We have these special weather statements, so these are kind of the precursor to the big event that's later this afternoon. And this is looking at radar estimates here. As you can see, New Ulm, Fairmont, Spencer, Iowa, really getting ramped up after 4 p.m. Shakopee, 5 o'clock. These are going to be some pretty impactful times for all that severe weather because it's going to be the heating of the day and it's going to be just, you probably, if you're stepping outside anywhere in areas of South Dakota, at least the east side of South Dakota and Iowa, you could probably feel the mugginess. Let's take a look at dew points. Probably is going to give a better measurement for y'all. All right, so I'm going to kind of show you. So you got all that moisture that's in here this morning. This dark shade, these are all the dew points right here. Like we almost have 70, and that's just crazy to think. We're not even in May in South Dakota. That's just crazy to think. We have dew points almost in the 70s. And then way over here, this is where all that drier area is in that front with all the dry air. But watch this as we progress along. You're going to see, can see the drier air right along here. So that's kind of where the front is at, and it's moving through. But we're going to see this drop down in. All right, and then where you see, we got a 30-degree dew point, and then we got 60s for dew points. It drops quite a bit in there, right around 5, 6 o'clock time frame along Omaha area. So there's definitely a possibility for Omaha area to get some impactful weather there as well. We're bringing it back to the composite reflective here to kind of show you that timing for Omaha. It's having a struggle picking up some of that. As I stated before, there's some of that capping going on. Duluth area, I don't know where Carver, Minnesota is, but I'll look that up here. Duluth. Duluth, Minnesota, you're really far north of the storms, but this has been tracking north, so just stay weather aware. Duluth area, your risks for today are in the enhanced. So if this does track farther northward, then you can definitely need to be aware, weather aware. Could have some hail up there as well as some severe wind gusts, and that would be sometime after 5 p.m. as well. Areas of Creston, Iowa. Oh, I would be definitely concerned there. And I am going to need to let y'all go because I got to get ready for work. If Mesomat is still on here, maybe he's going to be live today. I'm not sure if he's going to be, but you should be able to find him on TikTok. He's on YouTube. I'm thinking he's under Matthew. So here's the timing for Creston area. Looks to be late, sometime after 5 p.m. Most of these storms are not going to get popping off until after 5 down in Iowa. Carver, what area is Carver? Sorry, the chat is coming through so quickly, I can't even keep up. Sorry, folks. Jen, Carver County. I'm assuming Minnesota. Carver County, oh yeah, you guys are in the red zone, danger zone. So that'd be the Shakopee area. Sometime after 4 o'clock, this would be pretty impactful winds, hail, isolated tornadoes somewhere as well. Can't guarantee that there's going to be a tornado in that Carver County area, but just looking at the estimates of radar, what it's putting through, definitely a wall of wind. You're probably going to see something that looks kind of like Armageddon Don't freak out, just be weather aware. Thanks for sharing the live and light up those gifts if you can, folks. Appreciate that so much. Let's go. Oskaloosa, Iowa. I'm grabbing these randomly, folks, so I'm not in any particular order. All right, Oskaloosa, Iowa is the second dot, so you're in the enhanced area. That would be right here. That's Oskaloosa. And it looks like your storms, at least according to this scan, you're going to be on the northern edge of that. But again, if that cap breaks, I can't stress enough. This is just estimates, folks. So it's not going to be be mindful if you're in the red anywhere in this all of these swath areas, because I have seen tornadoes drop in marginal risks. Okay, I've seen them drop. I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody, but I have definitely seen tornadoes drop in marginal risks. If all of the elements are there, and if you're in the red zone or even the enhanced risk here, even all the way down into Oklahoma, although Oklahoma is going to be way later than the north side, um, those storms down in Oklahoma are likely going to be not starting to go until after 6 p.m. But the northern track, that's going to be after 4 p.m., after 5 p.m., depending on the area that you're at. So I'll get Rosemont, Rosemount, oh, Dakota County. Oh my goodness, Ward. Goodness, folks. Ward, South Dakota. Okay, so this would be an estimate of 8 a.m. and obviously I don't see anything right now there. This looks to be, from what I can see, these are radar estimates. I'm going to put up the live radar here for 1 second. One moment here. All right, so we're looking at a live radar here right now, and I don't see anything for Ward that looks too alarming. Oh my goodness. Cartier the Great, Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, I guess apparently sending all the emojis definitely helps you be seen. I will definitely show you Omaha, Nebraska. Let's go ahead. All right, let's go ahead and get Omaha, Nebraska area. You're in the enhanced risk, so just be mindful of your severe weather risks. The scan shows that it's really having a struggle picking all of that information up here, but let me show you the tornado risks and then I'm going to head out. I don't want to be late for work. Plus, I got to go make sure that I get my shake of the day brought to you by Mission Nutrition, Fit Revolution Nutrition, and Refuel. That's where I go in Sioux Falls to make sure that I get all of my great nutrition. They got what I need when I need it to be able to fuel my day. All right, so Omaha area, we'll get to you right here. You're in that 5% risk. So the 2% is a low risk. The 5% is a greater risk, obviously, with the percentages. And then areas to the north and east of Omaha area have the greatest potential for significant severe weather, as it's outlined right here. And this was updated as of 7:37. They will have another update. Let me give you that information. You can go to spc.noaa.gov at any point in time. They will do another day one update, and I'm getting that information for you right now. So current time in Z time is 1347. So another 2.5 hours, so right around 11:30. Yeah, that makes sense. 11:30 is usually the time. 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time is typically when they do the second update for day one. So that's when kind of the afternoon heating of the day starts getting really going, and we could end up having those things rolling. Let me take a look and see if there's any mesoscale discussions. Nope, there's not. So nothing real alarming that I need to stay on for right now. Hubert, Iowa. You are in the significant risk for tornadic activity. I can't guarantee a tornado, and I don't want to guarantee a tornado. I don't want that job to, but you're in the area that's in the significant 10% risk. Don't worry about that whole 10%. Don't get hung up on the percentage, by the way. 10% for a tornado risk is pretty significant, hence the reason they have the word significant severe. So again, Hubbard, Iowa area, you would have that sometime after 5 p.m. possibility of some significant severe weather. All right, I appreciate y'all so much and appreciate all the follows and the gifts today. I couldn't be happier just for the sheer fact that I was able to warn. It looks like over 10,000 likes, it looks like 197 followers, some amazing gifts. And that's just in this last 40 some minutes that I've been on live. What's the Waterloo area on weather app? It doesn't show rain, just wind. Just so I want to kind of certain weather apps, depending on which ones, I'm not going to knock any weather apps necessarily. I'm not trying to, but um, phone apps, that information, I don't know their programming, but I would likely guess that they probably have some kind of API information that is pulling that data automatically at certain intervals. Um, and so those radar estimates and all of that, that's why I get my information directly from reliable sources like weather.gov and NOAA, the Storm Prediction Center, government agencies that are reliable weather resources. I get that there, plus obviously my local news, but more so from the Storm Prediction Center as well as the weather.gov. All right, I'm going to let you all go. Thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Again, just a programming note. I do these lives every day at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Laura, I don't, after 5 p.m., depending on where you're at, after 5 p.m., some tornadoes are definitely likely in some areas of Iowa as well as Minnesota. You can see, let me give you that tornado risk again. I'll go to a different view here real quick. So that is all that we have for the tornado risk, okay? So just stay weather aware today. If you have a weather radio and you're in any of these areas that are outlined, make sure your weather radio is working. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to let you go. I've got to go get my nutrition and I've got to make sure that I get to work. God bless and stay safe, everybody. I appreciate all my amazing followers so much. Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day. Just know your safe place. Know where you need to go when you are under the gun with this